Welcome back. It's Andrew, your crypto guy on the internet, and some of you are still picking stocks the old-fashioned way. You're doing research, you're reading articles, you're following all the right Twitter accounts, you're watching all the nonsense on YouTube, you're watching the talking heads on TV, you listen vaguely to what Warren Buffett has to say, and then you go to the golf course and you talk with your buddies. You got ideas, you're pacing and muttering and chain smoking, and this is the winner, I know this one's gonna work, I know what's going to happen. And then you buy some stocks, and like half of them don't do anything and the others make a few bucks, and at the end of the year you kind of break even or you lost a few bucks. Maybe it'll be better next year. I just got to get a day job. Don't do that. Just copy the cheaters. Everybody in Congress openly insider trades because they know what's going to happen and they don't get in trouble for it. Now, if you and I do insider trading, we go to prison for a long time. But for some reason, the people in charge can do it every day, and it's fine. As long as they disclose what the moves were, like a month after they did them. So here are the top earners with the insider trading last year. This is 2023's numbers. We have Representative Ro Khanna, Democrat out of California, made 4,200 trades to the tune of $94 million in volume. Michael McCall, Republican out of Texas, 1,800 trades for $287 million in volume. My personal favorite, Tommy Tuberville, Republican out of Alabama, 400 trades for $11 million. Okay, well, if they have to disclose their moves, where do I see them? And I don't want to spend any money. I don't want to listen to some goon. I just want a nice website that shows me everything they've done so I can pick the right stocks. CapitolTrades.com. This is where I go to look for some winners. And so we're just going to go over this website, how I use it, and what to look for, what to avoid. And then we're going to take a particular stock or two, go into TradingView, and compare the entry and exit points that the senator made with the ones that I made using Market Cipher. So the first thing I do, I'm on my lunch break, I got 15-20 minutes to kill. I go here and I click on politicians. And I have all the Republicans and the Democrats in the Senate and the House, and I can see every move they've made. So what I like to do is I type in my buddy Tommy. What's Tommy up to? Well, Tommy made a sale. Here's how to read this, okay? So his last move here was Walgreens Boots Alliance. WBA is the ticker. He made the trade on April 30th and then told us about it May 15th. So there's a 15-day gap between when he made the trade and when it was disclosed. It was a sell in the size between $50,000 and $100,000. He doesn't have to tell us exactly how much he sold. He just gives us a range. There was some PayPal. He bought some April 30th and told us about it May 15th. And it wasn't that much, between $1,000 and $15,000 worth. April 30th, he told us May 15th. So that's a pretty big gap. So this is not useful for day trading, but it is the best tool for helping you shape your investment portfolio. So some of these politicians are going to buy and sell stocks that we already know about, like Nvidia or something. We already know Nvidia. What I look for is something a little unusual, like HUMA site. What are these people doing? So you click HUMA site. So he made a sale, right? But this gets cut off, but you can click on the stock and see every politician that's made a move with that stock. And it looks like it's just Tommy's baby. He's all over HUMA site, mostly buys with a sell. Maybe he took some profit. So I looked up HUMA site to see what they do. Oh, they make mutant, unkillable human people. You take some cells and you generate artificial tissues and organs and stuff. They're going to get some money from the defense budget. Sounds cool. All right, who cares? So I look up their chart and I mark when Tommy entered and exited last. So he bought some on March 21st, right here, And then he sold over here on April 30th. So let's say he got the best prices for the day. He made roughly 16% in 40 days. Now that seems good, and it is. But he doesn't have Market Cipher, so his entry and exit points were not ideal, or even close to that. So I saw this HUMA site stuff, and Tommy, and when he made the moves, and I looked at the chart, and I go, yeah, I'm not going to enter just yet. So I waited until the core strategy started coming together a little clearer, and I go, okay. So I jumped in right here-ish. It was like 325, 330, in that range. And I didn't sell when he sold, because I saw some momentum and cash flow landing in our favor, so I stuck around a little longer and placed my sell at $8. So I got out 42 days later for roughly 140% profit by the end. That's a lot better than what insider trading Tommy Tuberville did. Now, if Tommy had Market Cipher in his tool chest, he'd be a trillionaire. So by percentage, I did better than he did because I have Market Cipher, the most powerful indicator package in the world. Link in description. Get this tool and use it. Learn how to use it. We have videos on this channel and the Market Cipher YouTube channel all about how to use Market Cipher. We use the insider trading tip, the tip-off we got from Capitol Trades, and then we combined Market Cipher to get a superior entry and exit. So we went the politician's way. You start browsing politicians, you look for something interesting, and you find it. Sometimes you don't. Who cares? You can also go to issuers. Issuers is the stock itself. Now, we have 273 pages of tickers that these Congress people have. They bought or sold one of these stocks over the last couple of years. So I'm going to type in something that, let's say, seems interesting to me. Like, what else was I wanting to look at? SBLK. SBLK. SBLK Carriers. It's just Tommy Tuberville again. Okay, so he bought some in February and then sold it at the end of April. So let's look at what he did here. He bought here and he sold April 30th. Was that right? Where is that? Right here. Okay. So let's say he got the best price, best entry and exit. You made like, 6-7%. Okay. So I used Market Cipher, and my entry point was a little before that. It was this green dot back here, or a little bit after it. So I've jumped in right about here, and I'm still holding on to it. I might sell it, but that's about a 16% gain as of right now. So I did better than Tommy, but I only heard about SBLK Carriers because of Tommy's trade disclosure on CapitolTrades.com. Everybody knows Nancy, right? What's Nancy doing? Nancy Pelosi. Publicly, she disclosed some purchases of Palo Alto Networks. These are cybersecurity people. Big money. $500,000 to $1 million she put into Palo Alto. And then before that, $100,000 to $250,000. She bought a bunch of NVIDIA because of course she did. Okay, so let's look at, and she's quick with the disclosures too. I appreciate that, Nancy. That's very nice of you. So let's look at Palo Alto. Oh boy, she got wrecked. So this was her first buy, and then she got smashed and bought more. She DCA'd, so her average buy price is somewhere in the middle here. Okay, she's flopping and groping, hoping that we have some kind of nuclear fallout or EMP blast, and this Palo Alto Networks is going to be worth a ton of money because we suddenly need their services on a national level. Okay, that could happen. Nancy does tend to know what's about to happen, so I'll believe her. I actually picked up some of this stock as well. I have Market Cipher, though, so I saw this fall coming. I was waiting it out. I saw this coming back up. I considered it, but I went, and I'm still kind of waiting around. I don't really know about this. We fell below this average. We came back up. We tested it, came back up. I bought right around, where was it, when we crossed over here, like right here. And at one point I was up 13%-ish, but I haven't sold. And now I'm up, I'm like basically breaking even. So Nancy and I are waiting for something to happen, but I don't mind because Nancy in particular tends to sit on things for a while. She's a long-term planner. She's the opposite of Ro Khanna in terms of trading strategies. So you look at Nancy, she shows up, makes one or two big moves, and then disappears. And her moves tend to do well on average. She's famous for that. So if you look at Ro Khanna, by comparison, this guy's just spraying and praying, man. He's making more trades a day than Wall Street. Like, what is he doing all day? But I do like how you can just click on a stock and see who's got their grubby hands on it, you know? And if you start seeing a lot of similarities, you can kind of jump on it. Let's see. So politicians, you can select by political party, but I like selecting by committee sometimes. The committees I like to look at: Senate, Homeland Security, and Government Affairs. Okay, so we got Rick Scott, Richard Blumenthal. What's he up to? Okay, he's making some moves. These NAs are not publicly traded, so there's nothing we can do about that. That's the insider trading that we can't quite touch. So he's selling off at the end of last year. Yeah, a lot of people did. Nothing interesting from Richard lately. What about Rick Scott? This is all stuff I can't do. Gary Peters selling off carnivals and fragrances. Was that sell a correct move though? Let's check his move. Check his homer. So CCL right here. Not really. I don't know what's coming for them, but old Gary Peters, he sold his carnival off May 14th, and it immediately went up. See, if he had Market Cipher, he would see that, ride this one a little bit. You have some better stuff coming. So it didn't go that far, but it did go up 10%. He missed out on a 10% gainer within a week because he didn't have Market Cipher to show him that. Gary, buddy, let's team up. We'll be unstoppable, okay? You're going to make a move, call me first. I'll tell you if it's the right idea or not. So that's what I do, man. Under trades, it's just one big main board of everything that's just been published, just slapped in one spot, and you can kind of click on Doris or Laurel, whoever pops up. You can just see what they've just done. Okay, that's one way to approach it. You have politicians. This is the one I use the most, but it's not necessarily the best. It's just how I like to go about it. You have issuers, where you can type in any stock name and see who's on it. See everybody who's touching Tesla or whatever recently. Sounds good. Then you go to insights. If you want, these are just articles that, people are trying to bring attention to, right? And then we have buzz. Buzz is like the hot tweets lately. And the hot tweets, they generally tell you after it's already happened. So you FOMO in at the end, and then you're somebody else's exit liquidity. Something I do look for is a senator that's doing consistently well, like Tommy Tuberville. He generates a lot of buzz because he just finds unusual stocks that suddenly explode. And so that's why I like him. He's not making too many moves, but when he does make a move, it's worth noticing. Capitol Trades is a way to cut through the mainstream misleading nonsense and just see who's really doing what. Combine this with the best indicator in the world, and there's no excuse not to become rich.